in a peaceful forest where sunlight danced through tall trees, lived a peacock named Rayan. His feathers were legendary, shimmering with emerald green, sapphire blue, and gold, so bright it was as if the sky itself had painted them. When Rayan spread his magnificent tail, the entire forest would fall silent. Birds paused their songs, deer stopped grazing, and even the river seemed to slow down just to get a look. And oh, how Rayan loved the attention. Every single morning, he would climb to the highest rock, fan his feathers wide, and cry out, "Look at me. No creature in this forest can compare to my beauty." At first, the other animals admired him, but soon their admiration soured into discomfort. Beauty should inspire, the old tortoise once said gently, not make others feel small. Rayan just laughed. "If the gods didn't want me to be admired," he retorted, "they wouldn't have made me so perfect." He openly mocked the dull-colored birds and ignored the cries of animals in need. In his mind, his beauty made him superior to everyone else. High above, in the heavens, the gods watched him in silence. One evening, as Rayan danced beneath the moonlight, admiring his own reflection in the water, a deep voice echoed through the sky. "Beauty without kindness is just an empty shell." In that instant, a fierce wind swept through the forest, and a bolt of lightning flashed across the sky. Rayan cried out as his feathers tingled and burned with a strange fire. When the sudden storm passed, a dead quiet fell over the forest. Rayan looked down at his tail and his heart stopped. The colors were gone. No green, no blue, no gold. His once glorious feathers were now a dull, lifeless gray. He screamed and ran frantically through the forest, begging the other animals for help. But those he had mocked turned their backs on him. Those he had ignored remained silent. For the first time in his life, Rayan felt utterly and truly alone. Days turned into weeks. Hunger weakened him, and a profound shame weighed heavier than his own wings. One afternoon, as he wandered aimlessly, he saw a small sparrow with a broken wing, struggling near the river. The old Rayan would have walked right past, but something inside him had shifted. He gently approached the sparrow, helped her to a safe spot under a large leaf, and shielded her from the hot sun. He brought her water in a cupped leaf. He stayed by her side. The next morning, Rayan awoke to a faint shimmer on his tail, one small, single streak of sapphire blue. He gasped in disbelief. Encouraged, he started seeking out others to help. He guided lost ducklings back to their mother. He shared what little food he found with injured animals. He even stood watch at night, his sharp eyes scanning the darkness to warn of any danger. And with every single act of kindness, his colors slowly returned. not just brighter, but somehow deeper, warmer, and more full of life than before. Finally, the gods spoke to him again. True beauty is not what you display. The voice rumbled softly, but what you give to others. Rayan bowed his head in understanding. I was arrogant, he whispered. I hid my own emptiness behind my beauty. Now I finally understand. In a blinding flash of light, all his feathers returned, more radiant and breathtaking than ever before. But Rayan no longer stood on the highest rock to show off. Instead, he walked among the other forest creatures, not as a superior, but as a friend. And when he spread his magnificent feathers, it was no longer to boast, but to share a moment of joy with everyone, because he had learned that the most beautiful thing of all isn't being admired, being loved. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. See you next time.